Welcome, folks, to our first Bear broadcast of the year here in Ely, Minnesota at the North American Bear Center. You have Spencer joining you and Sharon for your first Bear broadcast. I know you were expecting Bears, but you're going to have to deal with the two of us today. But we will be having Bears out shortly, so we're just got to do some final touch-ups to the waterfall. Those of you who've been following us for a while, you know we've been doing some construction lately. I know the camera really can't see it, but about half the deck is painted. So we're moving right along with that. We're going to do a pause on that for a little bit. They fixed the waterfalls. Now we just got to put some seed down so the bears don't mess with the dirt and whatnot. And we'll have some nice, good regrowth there as well. But bears will be out later today, so stay tuned on the cameras for that. You'll get to see that on the live cams at bear.org under the live cam tab. What else is new? So we're just kicking off for the year. We're open full-time now, 7 days a week. So if you have folks that haven't come up to see us yet, make sure you send them up. And I'm going to turn it over here briefly to Sharon. She's going to give you a little update about the Bears and where they're at with their annual schedules and whatnot. And then I'll have a few more updates for you, and we're going to wrap up the first broadcast. But without further ado, here's our senior bear keeper, Sharon, to let you know how the Bears are doing.
Well, thank you, Spencer. That was very nice to hear. The Bears are doing wonderful. You may notice when Lucky comes out, he's got a couple spots on around his neck where Holly's been kind of chewing on him. It's all fun. There's no anger in it. There's no aggressiveness. It's just her pulling him, and then they do a little bit of wrestling and that sort of thing, and then they're off to do other things. But you'll notice that there's a nice spot on both sides of his neck and hers too, where he's done the same thing to her. It's exciting for me this year. One, we've done just a super amount of planting inside the enclosure here. We've done a lot of fruit trees that, aren't going to come up this year, but hopefully in the next couple years, the bears, when we look for them, at least they'll be visible because we planted where folks will be able to see them on the cams. We also, up where the bunkers were, we did some transplanting of raspberries yesterday, and we're hoping within a year, like next year, we'll be able to find them better because they'll be up there in the raspberries, and we'd also planted trees up there too. So the group here, not only our staff, but our volunteers, have done just a phenomenal job of seeding. We're going to do some more seeding in just a little while, and then we're going to let the bears out. We're also going to reseed some of all of their dens so that the tops, they go up there and they munch when they're inside. The clover and grasses that we've been planting seems to grow very, very well and very fast. So just in a few days, they're eating the new growth that comes out, which is very nutritional for them. Just some upcoming things. We are going to be letting the bears out in a couple days, for a couple days, and then next week when we do the painting, they'll be back in for a short period of time, then back out again. Futuristic, we are going to do vet checks pretty soon for the bears to get their health checks done. Of course, that's a USDA thing that we have to do every year. So that will be done, and the vets always do a super job with our bears. Other than that, they're very healthy. They came out at less weight than I assumed they were going to lose with these new dens that we have, but they did a great job on that, and we'll be telling you their weights after they come out in just a little while. So I'm going to turn you back to Spencer, and he's got a few more updates for you.
Thank you, Sharon. Always good to hear that the Bears are doing good. Speaking of bear weights, some of you are probably wondering about our bear weight contest. We have the final weight, so we're ready to use for the winners, and we are calculating. We had such an overwhelming response with the contest that it's taking some time to tabulate and count everything. We also cross-platformed the contest, meaning it was on Facebook, it was on Instagram, and so you could participate in a few different ways. So I'm going to apologize on behalf of the staff in the center here that we haven't got that out in a more timely manner. It's just taken a little bit longer than we thought. In the past, we've only done this on Facebook, and it didn't seem to get as much traction or At least it's been a while since we've had this many people involved in the contest. So we're still counting. We just want to make sure everybody that submitted an answer got looked at, and we're not overlooking someone, because one thing we want to avoid is saying this is the proper answer, this person guessed it first, and someone else saying, oh, I actually guessed that first. So we just want to make sure we got our ducks in a row, but we are counting, and we're figuring out the winners of that contest. So stay tuned if you're waiting for that. Again, we know we're on top of it. It's just taking a little longer to count than we initially expected. So we will announce the winners of that soon. And that is the weights that we took when we were first able to get them down to the scale after they finished hibernation. All right, and then we'll continue, as Sharon mentioned, to weigh them throughout the year. There's just no contesting involved in that. Until the end of the year contest, we do a date and weight again at the end of the year, where what date the bears will go in to their dens and not return out, and at what weight they will be last weighed at before they go in. We'll announce that contest later in the year when we get closer to the fall time, when they actually get closer to that hibernation period. A couple other updates. We've gotten a little bit further in the permitting process and the blueprinting and what's going on across the road. If you haven't heard yet, are soon to be named, but we don't really have an official name for it yet. We're kind of just calling it the Intern Educational Complex at the moment, or something to that effect. But it's starting across the highway. So as many of you have heard, some of you maybe not, we've started on that. As you come up to visit us here in beautiful Ely, Minnesota, if you look across our driveway, you'll see the happenings and the start of the new driveway across the road for that intern housing and educational facility. It'll be a multi-use facility, but we're really excited. It marks one of the most prominent future plans we've done in a long time. It's pretty exciting to be a part of. So if you're interested in learning more about that or being a part of that, let us know. We'd love to fill you in and get some more people involved in that. But we're really excited. It's going to be a phased project, so we're not expecting to be housing interns in there anytime soon. But we're really excited to get started on that. So we've got a few more pieces of information from Low Impact, who's working on it for us, and the permitting process they're going through to make sure that it can happen over there. So that's exciting. We love Low Impact. They do great work for us, but it's a little bit of a silver lining. But we're happy to say we won't have to see them for a while. That's good. Yeah, exactly. They won't be in here. They finished everything. They've done an awesome job. Big shout out and thank you to Low Impact. They're always basically on call for us whenever we need them. They always come here quick. They get the job done quick. So thank you guys. If you're listening and you're out there, we really appreciate you and what you do for us. But again, happily, I can say we won't have to see them for a while. Not that we don't love to see them, but they won't be doing any kind of construction on the bear enclosure anytime soon, barring, a weather event or something weird like that. So, we got it where we want it, and we're really happy with it. And now we just got to let the bears out to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the fun part, is because we're just waiting to see how many trees that we planted Lucky's going to replant for us.
Yeah, the bears are notorious for making their own habitat changes. We try to make the habitat a certain way, and the bears will tell us how it's going to go. They're a lot stronger, and they have way more time in the habitat than we do, so they manipulate it to their degree and how they see fit. We've done some other plantings that Sharon mentioned, so we're really excited for the next few years of regeneration, as well as the cuttings that many of you have seen. We're really excited to see the new growth that happens under there. The old balsam stands that we had, they're not conducive for growth in understory. It's just monoculture in that it's just a stand of balsam, and you don't get hardly any undergrowth. Now that we removed a lot of that, it's going to allow a lot of that shrubbery layer to pop up, which is almost always a good bear food. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of shade provided by those shrubs, but there'll be lots of vegetation and lots of food. And so they should very much like that. And we had the group that did it, they kind of looked at the area they were going to log and gave us an idea of what we can expect to come back, and almost all of it's bear food. So we're expecting a lot of good vegetation. So we're really excited about that. And then next Wednesday, and the future Wednesdays of the summer, we will have bears out for the broadcast, just not this one. So we'll continue to keep you folks updated on that. But remember, the Wednesday bear broadcast happens live on the Bear Center's live cams, and then Monday and Friday we do it live on social media, so Facebook. And so tune in on those places to see the live programs for the Bear Center. We hope to see a lot of people this year, and we hope to expand those programs in the future as well. So in order to expand them, we got to know people are liking them, and we got to know people are tuning in. So let us know you're liking them, and let us know you're tuning them in. Give us some ideas if you feel like it. Let us know what we could do that'll pique your interest and get you to come to the live programs or even come to the center itself. We'd love to hear new ideas as well. So that's just about all I have for updates. People are here Spring is in the air. Summer's on its way. Ely is gorgeous. We just had fishing opener. It was busy. It was great to see people here. This is one of our busiest days yet so far. It's awesome to see all the folks in the center today. It's been a real treat. So we're just excited to get things going. I guess I do have one more update. Interns show up this Saturday. It's move-in day for interns, so we're excited to see them. If any of you future interns or ones that are coming up are watching, hello. Nice to meet you virtually, but I'll meet you this Saturday as well. And I'm looking forward to having each and every one of you here, getting some work done and having a good time while we do it, because that's what we're all about here. So interns are moving in, so folks tuning in, you're going to start to see new faces, new maroon shirts that you have never seen before. That's the interns getting to work. So we'll do our usual stuff with them, get them introduced to all of you online and whatnot, so you can have a little bit more better idea of who's doing what and where. But yeah, we should have interns moved in, and their first day of work is Sunday for most of them. So that's exciting as well. So that does now do it for all the updates that I have for you. Thanks for tuning in to our 12:30 Bear broadcast, those of you who did. And we will see you next Wednesday at 12:30 for another Bear broadcast. Thanks, folks.